All right, guys, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. Just making sure my mic works. Good morning, everybody. It is January 10th, 2022. Before we begin, bottom right-hand corner of your screen, little white logo, click on that. Turn on notifications, subscribe to our channel, like our videos. It really makes a difference in terms of the algorithms. So thank you for clicking that like button. Comment any of your questions. I'll be more than happy to help any of your questions on these videos. All right, let's go and talk about it. Dow futures are down 89 points, about a quarter point. Nasdaq, the big loser today, down about 192 points in the future side. Kind of volatile movement last night, overnight. I was watching the Chargers and the Raiders game, which went all the way to midnight, with one hand on watching futures while going with it. So we had some volatility. We went from really red to green, and then now back to red. So back and forth, back and forth. S&P down 0.65% this morning. Russell 2000 down 0.58% at 2163. Let's take a look at crude oil, down about a quarter point, $78.69 a barrel. Gold futures are down 0.34%, $17.91 an ounce. 22.31 for silver futures, down 0.42%. Take a look at the euro dollar, down 64 pips, 112.94. The dollar yen is down 15 pips, 115.39. Cryptocurrency down 5.77% on futures for Ethereum. We had a nice bounce yesterday, but again, seeing a lot of de-risking here. A lot of just taking out some risk off the board. Again, Nasdaq, crypto, even some crude taking a little bit of a hit. But again, that's what I'm seeing. Gold, silver as well. They're not holding up. Bitcoin futures down 2.97%, 40,625 on the future side. Gasoline futures $2.29, down 0.16%. The dollar is up 0.46% at 96.15, and the 10-year yield is at 1.796, really creeping to that 1.8 level. So we're definitely going to watch that. And the VIX is up 12.26%, 2106. So again, we're above 20. The yields are creeping to 1.8. The dollar is gaining. So you have to go short here at the end of the day. So taking a look at Qs, again, I'm on the daily. So right here is where the level I'm looking for. So right around 373 is the target. We're about to open at 375. I wouldn't rush right away to start going ahead and shorting yet. You want to see how the market is going to open too. The next support, again, as we creep slower and slower and slower down, lower and lower down, excuse me. I'm looking for 46.28. Again, that's only 9 points away. Again, if that breaks, then taking a look at around 452 puts on SPY, maybe 455s or anything like that, because we do have CPI tomorrow. It looks like the market is expecting worst case scenario in terms of inflation. Again, we are going to get rate hikes more than likely in March. If we get a high inflation reading, higher than expected tomorrow on CPI, for sure, write it down and pen that we're going to get rates rising in March, about a quarter point, and find out more than that. But again, we'll get a rate hike if that's the case. Now, think about this. Would a rate hike really affect the market in general for a quarter point? I think right now what we're seeing is positioning ahead of that. So again, I think if we do get, it depends on the CPI. If the CPI is horrific, then yes, we have more downside. But if it's to the point that, it's worse than expected, but not terrible, we could get a short-term relief bounce. So again, just prepare for that if you're going puts today or shorting, because of the fact that you do have two reports coming this week, CPI and PPI. So it's a lot of moving parts. Again, I have no problem shorting this thing to hell. But again, the question is, do we get enough to get there? That's the question. Does CPI support a short-term fall? Maybe retest 45.20 on the S&P futures. Let's take a look at SPY. If I can get this going. Always happens to me. Let's see. I don't know why this happens where I can't. There you go. There you go. Sometimes it works like that. So let me take away this alert. 463.90, that's broken. So again, we have really support at 451. Maybe take a look at the 460s for this week. That may be worth a shot. Again, like I said, the 373s on Qs, that's what I'm looking for. So SPY and Qs are really on my watch list today of shorting if we can go ahead and get a little more weakness. Again, you see a little bit of a green candle towards the end of this 1 hour chart on SPY. Taking a look here on Qs. Let's see it here. Again, you could see slice through that support, slice through that triple bottom that we were possibly looking at, seeing a bounce. We didn't get that. You can see 378.01 is broken. So now 373 would be the target, and a right around 460, 461, 460 target on SPY. But again, wait till the market opens. Let's see the price action as it moves through the day. Again, we may not, all the action could have been done during futures, and then we get some kind of choppy action. And the last thing I want is any kind of premium burn. What I've noticed with puts is that when you have already a bearish market, put premiums run pretty slow unless you catch it right on the flush. So again, it's not as, how do I say the word, easier than calls, but again, it takes a little bit more time. So you need to have patience if you're going to go ahead and do some puts, because the premiums are going to run slow unless we get an absolute flush of a big fall, like a 2% fall on Nasdaq, then you're going to catch it. All right, good morning. What do you think about take two, about Zynga? Is it a buy on take two? Well, I think Zynga is going to be the one that gets all the actual all the love, let's just say. Again, you're talking about a $6 stock to $8.90. You're going to see a lot of profit there. Take Two Interactive, again, they fell. So what did they get with Zynga? They get mobile gaming. The question is, do they go into debt for it? I have to read up a little more in terms of the stock, exactly what's it going to cost them. So now we're going to get to around 148. 144 is support. If you like Take Two and you really believe that Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming sooner rather than later, then 144 is your buy level if you're looking for some Take Two. Again, usually we had this, remember when PayPal was looking to buy Pinterest, and then Pinterest soared, and then PayPal fell, and then it continued to fall? It could be some of that. So again, just be very careful if you're looking to buy some Take Two. Our buys in this down market, yes, I am buying stocks today. I'm buying Caterpillar, Google, Qualcomm, and Costco because they're the stocks that I do not own in the top 10 of 2022. I'll be buying those for today. So again, hey, I welcome a little bit of a fall, so I get a little bit of a cheaper price. So I'm okay with that. Good morning, Joshua. Do you still trust GRT in 2022? Yes, I do. Our team is confident in GRT and crypto in general. I'm still rocking with it. A break below 4,000 on Ethereum. A break below 3,000 on Ethereum gets interesting for me. And a break below 40,000 on Bitcoin, I'm going to start taking a look at buying some more for sure. Some bank calls today, JPM or Goldman Sachs. Let's take a look at it. JPM is up. It looks like it's going to break out. Possibly the 170s are in play. And take a look at Goldman Sachs. I think JPM is a better setup than Goldman Sachs personally. Take a look at BAC. The 50 calls may be worth a shot, 49.57. Take a look at Bank of America. And taking a look at Citi breaks 66.55. That might be worth a shot to possibly 67 or 68 calls. So I think Citi, Bank of America, JPM are the better setups for calls as banks obviously catch bids as interest rates are rising. So level of SPY puts triggers 461. No, for SPY, let's see if I can get this alert here. 461.82 would be nice to break. That would show that it's not choppy around there, and we're not going to bounce or anything. If we do, then 460s are the way to go. 460 puts or 459 puts would be the way to go. Again, we have here, you could see on SPY hit the top end of this here, and it's bouncing slightly. So 461.83 would give me a little bit of a confirmation. Then I would take a look at 460, 459 puts. I want to keep it as close to the strike as possible for the week. Good morning. Do you think the market will chomp into the end of the quarter or earnings season pump soon? So what I expect is I need to see what CPI, I need to see what PPI is tomorrow. If those numbers are very high, we are going to be in for a big, not a big, but again, some really volatile price action where we're going to get probably retest those October lows around 45.20. And again, 45.20, if I bring up the S&P, is right below the 100-day moving average, which we've broken in October. But really, the big green signal to buy, from my opinion, is 4,400. 4,400 on the S&P. That's the 200-day moving average. We have not tapped that. That is a correction level for the S&P. I've told Investment Club, do not be surprised. We will get a correction this year of 10% off highs. That's gonna happen. Because we didn't have it last year, and we usually have that, especially on an election year, especially for midterms. So keep an eye on that. 4,400 is a good buy level. That's the level I'm looking at to buy more stocks right at 4,400. Again, granted, there's some individual names that I'll be watching as well. GME fell at the open Friday. Do you think Tilray will do the same today? Tilray is actually up. They had earnings and they beat. I believe right now it's rejecting that 200-day moving average. Until it breaks that, I wouldn't touch Tilray for calls. Taking a look at GME. GME is back down, 133.85. Not much to do on GME right now. There's just nothing there, to be honest with you. I mean, unless you're playing puts, possibly the 120s, but I'd wait for around 130 to break. Support for NQ. The next support, short term, right around 15.305, but really looks like the target's going to be around 14.6. That's your October lows. And if we bring that up, that's right around the 200-day, which we've actually broken a couple of times. You could see, actually the 200-day we have not broken. So again, 14,966, or let's call it 15,000. That's your support, excuse me, based on previous price action. Newegg might be a good buy at 8. I don't know what's the Newegg ticker. You expect real estate prices to level off this year? If rates rise and mortgage rates rise, yes, real estate prices will definitely be a little more leveled off because you're not going to have that much demand based on low interest rates. Good morning, Carlos. Why have the markets been so choppy lately? Again, inflation, the Fed, and a lot of de-risking. You're getting a lot of traders and a lot of investors that are just saying, we don't want that much risk on the table. You know, we're going to kind of chop off a little bit of growth, kind of stick with value. You see the rotation in value with energy, financials, industrials. We talk about it daily on the aftermarket recap. So again, all it is sell the growth, buy the value because they're relatively cheap. And they want something that's going to insulate against inflation. Dividend paying stocks do that. Growth takes the first hit when it comes to inflation. That's why you're getting the kind of rotation out. Thoughts on TSM calls this week. TSM did report earnings. They are, I believe they were up. They are up. All we are is testing that 200-day for the most part. I mean, the 130 calls, maybe if you break 127 would be interesting. But other than that, you need to break that first, 127. If 127 does break, then let's say 127.22, then I would target the 130s for this week, if not next. But maybe this week would be the best bet. It's okay. Good morning, Carmen. All right, guys, we'll leave it there. Have a great rest of your morning. We'll catch you guys later for the aftermarket recap at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll recap everything, answer your questions, and go from there. I'll be live blogging, again, like I do every day on Twitter at G.A.R Capital. So again, feel free to take a look at that information as we go along. I'll give you my thoughts and some charts as I see them as I go. Have a good one, guys.